Welcome to this segment. In this segment, we are going to discuss of how you can go to create a product management system database. So this is a series of steps that you are going to follow in order for you to create a product management system using PHP, MySQL, HTML, and CSS. So we have been able to put all the languages together to create a very simple application that enable one to be able to manage the product in a shop. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is just to create a database, and therefore one thing that you need to do, you need to have the Wamp server installed. So we did a video on how you can go to install the Wamp server. So if you missed that video, go to my description section. You can be able to see how you can install a Wamp server. So I've already installed Wamp server and it's here running. So you can see it has turned to green. So if it's not turned to green, it means that there are some services that are not running. But for my sake, everything is running, and therefore I can left click on that particular icon, and then I go to MySQL, and then I go to MySQL console. So we are going to use command prompt so that you can go to type in the command. So I click on this, then it will ask me it is telling me that the username is root. Yes, I'll just click OK. Then inside here it is going to ask me for the password. I'll just press enter because I have not set any password in this case. Now the first command that I'm going to type, maybe I can make it a little bit bigger, and maybe I can make sure that it is center aligned. It is at the center of the screen so that everybody can see. So I'm going to type in capital letters so that everybody can just see. So the first command you're going to type is show database. Show databases. So it is going to show all the database that I do have in my Wamp server. So these are the database that I do have. I want to create my new database. So how do you create a new database? To create a new database, we just type create database shop. For example, I can say we are creating a database called shop. You can see one row has been affected, meaning that the database has been created. So if you want to confirm that your database has been created, you just type that command again, show databases, and then you can see shop has been created and it is perfectly in that scope. Now the next thing to do, in order for you to enter the tables or to create tables, you are supposed to write the word use shop. So we are setting this one as our current database that we are going to use, and after it has been able to execute, the next thing to do is now to type the command that will enable you to create the table. So the command is create table products. Then you have the opening bracket, and then we want to type in the commands. So we are just going to say product ID. Product ID, it's supposed to be int, to be unassigned. Yeah. So when you talk about an unassigned, it means that you are expecting a negative value. Yeah. Not null. Make sure that it is not null. And auto increment, it should increment automatically. So when you go to the next line, it is going to increment automatically. Primary key, it is our primary key, the one that uniquely identifies this record. After that, you go to the next line, you type product name. Product name is Pachar 80. Make sure that this is 80. Then not null. Then you go to the next line, you say unit price decimal. Unit price decimal, make sure it is 9 and it is in 2 decimal points, 2 decimal places, not null also. Then you go to the next line, you say quantity int is of integer type, it's supposed to be 10. Unassigned, not null. Unassigned, not null. And you press enter, you go to the next line, description. description is varchar 80. Okay, not null. Not null. Then category enum. So the first category, why are we using enum in this case? Enum basically means that I have got a collection of values, or I have a collection of options that the user is supposed to select from. So the first option in this particular case is flour. Then the second option is drinks. Then the last option is soaps. And then you close the bracket. Make sure you open the bracket and then you close the bracket, and then you write there not null. Okay, now since that I don't have any other, I'm not going to place the comma. So I'm not going to place the comma at the end of that category field because it's the last one. So what I just need to do, I just press enter, and then I close the bracket, and then I put a semicolon at the end. So when I press enter, it is going to give me this output that query okay, 0 row affected, 1 warning. So if in case I want to see how the table looks like, I just write the word describe. You can just write the word describe, then you can say describe maybe products, and then it is going to display the way the table is going to look like. So this is how my table has been arranged. So this is how exactly I want it to be, and therefore I'm okay with that. So I am expecting six fields. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I'm expecting 6 fields, and these are the data types in that particular case. So if you missed a video on how to use MySQL commands, there are many MySQL commands, and therefore if you want to know how to use them, go to the description section. There is a video on MySQL commands with the examples. Okay, now that you have done that, the next thing to do is just to insert in the values. So for a start, we are going just to insert the following values. So you use the command insert into products, values. Then now we insert the products. So I can insert the first product here, values. I can insert the product here, null. I can just say baking flour, comma. Then we have 120, maybe I can say it is 120 shillings. Then we can say here we have the description as good quality. I can just say good quality description, good quality, and then the category is supposed to be flour. The category is flours. Let me say flours. Is it flours? Yes, it is flours. Maybe I can write in capital. Flours. Then you close the bracket, and then you put a comma. So this is one row. I just want to add another row. So I press enter. I go to the next line. I type the next bunch of records, the records. So I can just say null. Okay, null. Then you can say washing powder. Then you can just say that it is 100 shillings, and then you can say that good for washing. That's the statement that you want to display, good for washing. And then the last one is that you can just say toilet, comma first, and then we just say that this is soaps. Soaps. Good. And then you close the bracket, and then you put a comma, then we enter the last statement. Just say null, opening bracket, null. Why are we saying null? Because this part is automatically generated by the computer, so we don't need to specifically say that this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. That's why we are using null. Now we are going to say for drinks, we can just say energy. Can say energy drink, then comma, then you say how much is supposed to be 70, and then you can just say that good test. Okay, then we can just finish by saying drinks. Good. Then after that, now we have already entered all the values that we all the values that we want. You can just press enter, and then we can be able to close it down here so that you can be able to run it. So there is an error in the description of my table. So there is one column that I've just missed out, that is the quantity column. So I can repeat it so that I can capture the quantity part of it. So let me just type again these statements. Products, can start it again. Okay, so products, values, so as a programmer, is all about making sure that you look at the program and then you come up with the solution. So you cannot be perfect maybe in the first instance, but you keep on checking your program against the description or the structure of your table. Now you had missed this quantity part, so I'm going to include the quantity to be 20, for example, in that case, and then I can just say good quality. Okay, we can just say good quality the way we had done that, good quality. Okay, and then we can say this is plus. So that is okay. You can see it has captured all the columns that we have. So we have eliminated that. You go to the next line, you say null again. So you open the bracket, just type there null, and then we say this is washing powder. Then you can just say that this is 100, and then it is of 10, quantity of 10, and then you can say good for washing, good for washing, and then you can just say soaps. Then you close the bracket, and then you put a comma, and then you type the last statement. You just say null, and then you can just say that energy drink, null energy drink, and that is 70, and then you can say good test. Then you can just say that drinks. Okay, so we close that, and then the next thing to do is now just to add the semicolon at the end of the last statement. So this is the first row, this will be the first row, this is the second row, and then this is the third row, and then you put a semicolon at the end there, and then you press enter. So we are having an issue, account error, column count doesn't match values count at row number 3. And that is true, we have 70, but we are supposed to have 70 and then the number of quantity. So if I just make some changes, let me see if that can work. I just say there 20, so there, then I put a comma, can put a comma there. So let me see if this can be able to solve our problem. So they are saying there is another statement here. They are saying that near null. So there is a problem here. Okay, so there is a problem in this particular line here. You have an error in SQL syntax. Check this near null 70 this. Okay, so let me go back to this. This is where we have typed. So let me just see how to solve that. Okay, so I have just retyped the whole thing. I've just retyped this whole thing, starting from the point that so here I just make some changes, but that change cannot be affected. That change cannot be affected unless you type the whole statement again, because I had corrected, because that was the error that was shown here, that the column count does not match. But now I had connected in this statement here by typing this statement here, but it cannot be affected because this is the records that are being installed, or records that are being stored in the database. So it requires that you just type the whole statement starting from the first up to the end. So this is the correct statement. So this is the correct statement that will give you the output that I've just been able to get. Now if you want to confirm if everything is okay, basically you just type the word select, then you put an asterisk, and then you just say from database, from products. So this one is supposed to give you all the products that you just entered in this particular table, and therefore you can see it is well displayed. It is giving me the unit price, is giving me the quantity, is giving me the description, and then it's giving me the category this side. Now we are set, because at this particular end now we have been able to set our database. We have been able to set our database to be shops and a shop, and then we have also created a table that will be able to accommodate all the products that are going to come in our store. So in our next video we are going to see how we can be able now to connect the PHP and the SQL or Wamp server, how to connect the PHP and the Wamp server. See you in the next video.